Today, we're talking about WeWork. Now, a bunch of you have probably heard it. I hear Apple has a whole series about it, but we're going to boil it down into a few simple points so you can get all the big broad strokes that some people just are glazing over. The important stuff, why it happened, how it fell apart. All right, it all started with this guy, Adam Neumann, who really had no actual history of running successful businesses for the most part, went and convinced a bunch of people, hey, look, I've got a brilliant idea, all right? We're gonna go out there, we're gonna lease some buildings long term, and then we're gonna sell it to people short term. And we're gonna charge them a little bit more money for that. Originally, it was just arbitraging the long-term rates versus the short-term rates. Now, people do this all the time. It's not a new idea. It's also not a very good idea because you run a lot of risk, especially if rates change, if you end up having, no tenants for a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of risk in this actual model. But, he got $15 million from a group of people and got to going on it. All right. Only problem is, somewhere along the way, he convinced himself, we're an innovative tech company, okay? We're doing things that you couldn't possibly imagine. Yeah, what they were doing is they were raising money. They kept raising more and more money despite the fact that they were losing boatloads of money. I mean, billions of dollars were being lost here. And the reason is their business model wasn't very profitable. They thought if they just slapped the word tech on things and they said, here, free beer and we'll throw in Wi-Fi and you can rent a little teeny tiny work desk or space or something for a couple $100 a month, we'll figure it out. If we get to a big enough scale, our community, something, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out the money part later. Only problem is, that's not how proper businesses ran, all right? And when you're doing things like real estate that require a lot of money to be put in and you don't actually own the real estate, guys, you're blowing money on this like crazy. But he didn't care. This guy, he never actually intended to run a proper business. No, he wasn't actually looking to make a profitable enterprise. He was looking to get out for himself and take as much money as he can. And in the end, he walked away with over $1 billion. So he succeeded in that, but at the fault of a lot of other people losing tons and tons of money. The world would be better off if they just wrote him a check for a couple $1 billion and saved all the losses he caused. But no. This guy, he went to Masayoshi's son. One of my favorite investors of all time. I know he gets a lot of flack for some of his investments going really well and then really bad and then rebound. Look, that's just how things go. Markets go up and down when you're investing in innovative things. It happens. But he's a really cool guy, and I like him. Now, Adam Neumann, he tracked him down, and he got less than an hour with the guy. And in that amount of time, you cannot do proper due diligence on a company, okay? I don't care what anybody tells you, you cannot truly understand a company at a level where you should figure out whether you're putting billions of dollars into it or not in less than an hour. You need more time, all right? Now, there wasn't a whole lot to understand with their business model because they weren't doing much. We're renting the stuff and then trying to resell it and, but tech and maybe we can figure out the movement patterns of our users and that could do something. Like there was a whole lot of maybe this, that, or the other in the future. And that's always a great sign. Yeah, could never be a problem until it is when you blow up because you stop getting all that money. So they had funding round after funding round. Eventually, they had over a $40 billion valuation. They didn't make a single penny in profit. If you went and if you started a new company today and you sold $1 worth of product and it cost you less than $1 for that product, congratulations, you are more successful than WeWork. Round of applause, you are wildly successful. But despite that, you're not getting funding. You know what? He got billions of dollars in funding, and it's crazy. I believe it was over $9 billion that he raked in from this. Now, they blew almost all that. But just to tell you the level of shysterness that was going on here, Adam Neumann, the founder of WeWork, he trademarked We. That's W-E, not W-I-I. For those of you, he has nothing to do with Nintendo. He just went out there, trademarked We, and said, hey, company, you should buy this from me. So his company bought the trademark to We for a couple $1 million. Guys, This is one of the most extractive things I have ever seen. Now, I'm sure he thought it was a good idea because he was strutting around on every drug known to man, and somehow he was paraded around by Sequoia and all these other people as just the most brilliant man of our times. And then, the worst part, the part that truly sickens me, they thought you were going to be their exit liquidity. They were about to IPO this garbage company, this company that's losing boatloads of money, and they were going to do it at a $47 billion valuation. $47 billion. And he expected you to pay for it. Now, look, how this works is they were going to IPO, and then your pension fund, managed by the brilliant people over at Fidelity or Schwab or wherever you keep your thing, BlackRock perhaps, Vanguard, whichever place you have it at, those yahoos were going to add it to indexes because it was so big already, it was so great, and it was going to be put in your retirements, and you were going to pay for their $50 billion scam. And let's call it what it is. A company that big, not making any money, losing tons of money, and if it doesn't get a new capital injection right away, it's going bankrupt constantly, and the founders over there trademarking its little words and selling it back to itself for millions of dollars. This is a scam. Anybody who says otherwise, obviously you are just the best defense attorney ever, and like, wow, please explain to me how you get all your clients off, because like, if you think this is okay, you could go murder somebody in the street, I'm sure, and it'd be fine, because this is financial murder right here, okay? You are stealing from people, and that is not okay. And I'm really, really tired of private equity doing this kind of thing, all right? These venture funds, they go out there and they go, oh, it doesn't matter if the company's making no money whatsoever. Oh, I'm losing money. If we don't give it money, it'll be bankrupt in 3 months. We'll write it a check, and then we'll find another sucker after us, another VC firm or the public, someone to dump on. They'll put in money, and we'll get to make more money off of it. It's a scam, and I'm tired of it. Look, private equity and venture capital, it's fantastic when done right. But the incentive structures aren't there to do it right. Nobody's doing their homework, okay? Most of it is corrupt. Oh, my friend knows this guy. Oh, well, then bring him in. We'll do an investment round. You haven't even heard his company? We don't need to hear his company. We just need to sell it to the next guy. It's how it all works, and it's just terrible, okay? These guys, they raise these funds, and they're getting paid on the amount of money they have deployed. So they're encouraged to employ it all, wherever it goes. So, my friend, yes, we'll deploy it with my friend. Doesn't matter what his company is, because they're taking 2% every single year. And you know what? It's sickening. It doesn't matter if their investors make money, because they're getting their fat bonus that year regardless. It's terrible. Now, of course, they're incentivized a little bit to do even better, but you know what? Their approach is, well, if we just shoot every shot we get, one of them will probably hit big enough to where we'll be good. And if it doesn't, so what? We made massive money. 6-7 figures a year minimum, doing a really bad job. Due diligence, what's that? They say. You will find more due diligence on Reddit than you will at any VC fund these days. And it's just sickening, because you know what? They think you, the general public, with your retirement funds, your 401ks, you're the people who pay for this. You wonder why your stocks haven't performed as well as you need, and you have to rely on the big 7 tech companies or so to keep the market good? It's because most of the stuff going to public right now is just garbage scams. I mean, we see it time and time again, and it's because these people aren't doing their homework. They don't care about making money. They don't care about the fundamentals. They don't care about having a good business plan. They just say, what can we sell to idiots? Well, there we go, because there's no dumber buyer than someone buying with other people's money. Problem is, guys, it's your money that's being used to purchase this. Now wake up, and let's not let people like Adam Neumann rip people off anymore. Say no to it. Take your money into your own hands and manage it properly. I'm not saying you got to go out there and be a professional trader. In fact, please don't ever day trade or anything like that. But find better investments yourself, because guess what? The guys managing it for you right now, they think WeWork's a great idea. Do you think WeWork was a great idea? Let me know in the comments below.